Hello everyone and welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars. I hope your day is going smoothly, because what we're about to unpack has swept through the entertainment landscape like a sudden storm. The calendar reads October 17, 2025, a date that will not slip away quietly, and for good reason. If you live for the behind-the-scenes pulse of Turkish series, if you follow the crosscurrents of international celebrity life, or if you simply adore seeing how real feelings cut through the glare of show business, settle in. Today's revelation concerns two names that command attention, Cenk Torun and Mahassine Merabet. From the moment whispers began this morning, the buzz never slowed. The day opened with a murmur and, by afternoon, turned into a roar. The talk? A private choice turned public, the kind of decision that always resets the conversation around a couple. We're talking about a commitment that leapfrogged speculation and placed itself squarely in the spotlight, an engagement. Yes, you heard correctly. According to statements corroborated by their teams and signals from their own social media, Cenk Torun and Mahassine Merabet have decided to take that all-important step forward. The news arrived in a carefully paced sequence, a leak that set everyone scrambling, followed by confirmation that ended the guessing and started the celebration, and, of course, the debate. Let's take a breath and walk through what's clear. Cenk, a household name with a legacy role in the history of Turkish television, has long balanced old-school star power with a quiet, composed public image. Mahassine, luminous and assured, has carved her own path with the poise of a woman who understands both the camera and the crowd. Together they've maintained an easy chemistry whenever their paths crossed, at festivals, at charity galas, even in those backstage photographs that seemed innocent at the time and, in hindsight, tell a more delicate story. Today, that story no longer hides between frames. They're engaged, and the world is reacting in real time. From fans, the range of responses is vast. There's the pure joy, messages brimming with support, edits and fan art and heartfelt congratulations pouring in, people calling them a perfect match, two strong presences who meet in the middle with grace. There's also disbelief. Some followers did not see it coming, perhaps because the two kept their private moments insulated from the usual frenzy. And then there's the skeptical corner, always present, suggesting timing, image strategy, or a publicity layer. In truth, any announcement of this magnitude invites every interpretation. The intensity of attention is part of the price of fame, and both know it well. What led us here? While neither has offered a day-by-day timeline, the shape of their story has been visible if you knew where to look. Rumors clustered around joint appearances that never felt forced. When work conversations ended, they didn't evaporate, they lingered. Industry watchers noted how calmly they navigated the same spaces without performing closeness for the cameras, a detail that now reads, ironically, like a sign of something real. The entertainment world is fast and fickle, filled with sudden turns and shiny detours. Yet this decision, public, deliberate, and undeniably intimate, suggests a quiet durability behind the scenes. Consider the timing. Why today? October 17, 2025. The date is now pinned to message boards and trending lists, but its personal meaning remains their secret, for now. Some think it aligns with a milestone they've never discussed, others hint at a symbolic reset point between projects. Maybe it's simply the day they felt ready. Whatever the reason, the impact is undeniable. Within hours, headlines multiplied, opinion threads stacked up, and 1,000 comment sections tried to make sense of something that, at its core, needs no explanation, two people choosing each other. Professionally, this will reverberate. Announcements like this often reshape the way audiences view separate careers. Suddenly, interviewers will ask double-barreled questions. Project offers may arrive with both names attached, as producers imagine the on-screen chemistry mirroring what we now know exists off-screen. Some fans will picture joint red carpets and brand campaigns, others will dream of collaborative scripts. With that attention comes scrutiny. The way they hold hands, the way they step into a venue, every detail will be magnified. It's both a reward and a test, and it takes steady nerves to handle it with elegance. If past behavior is a guide, they're prepared. What should we expect next? Wedding details are the great unknowable. Will they stage a grand ceremony wrapped in rich tradition, or keep it private and close to family? Will there be a single celebration or a sequence of smaller gatherings reflecting the paths their lives have taken? Their teams are being careful, confirming the engagement but declining specifics. Privacy, for once, feels like a power move. In an era when even casual dinners are broadcast, choosing restraint says a lot about where they draw the line between the spotlight and the space where love grows best. There's also the human element, the one that gets lost in the noise. Under the costumes, the contracts, and the commentary, two people have reached the moment when you look at the person beside you and decide the future should have both names on the same door. That quiet, steady decision sits beneath the trending topics and the think pieces. And it's that simplicity, one word, yes, that has set so much in motion. Of course, social media doesn't do simplicity. Today's threads are a cascade, celebratory reels set to sweeping music, essays analyzing what their partnership means for regional entertainment, contrarian posts, because there are always a few, claiming coincidence or commerce. Fair or not, narratives will compete. But when the story is this personal, authenticity has a way of peeling through the projections. People who have watched Cenk over the years mention how serene he looked in recent appearances. Followers of Mahassine bring up how her smile seemed both gentler and more certain. These are small observations, unscientific and maybe romantic, yet they paint a picture of alignment. Behind the curtain, this decision likely took shape over time. Careers stabilize, and with stability comes the desire to build something that lasts after the lights dim. That doesn't mean the whirlwind stops, it just means there's an anchor. The two of them come from worlds that intersect but do not mirror each other, and maybe that's an advantage. Their differences complement rather than collide, classic and contemporary, measured and bright, a combination that turns pressure into balance. Now, look at the ripple effects. Brands will want their glow, directors will imagine new angles, and talk shows will extend tempting invitations. But the most interesting question is not what they'll do, but how they'll move through all of it, what boundaries they'll set, what stories they'll choose to tell. If today is any indication, they'll speak when they're ready, and until then, let the speculation churn itself out while they chart the map that suits them. Let's return to the moment of confirmation, because it matters. The first hints appeared through insiders, the sort of accounts that rarely miss. Minutes later, official channels matched the signal, no denial, no hedging, just a clean acknowledgement that spoke loudly by saying only what needed saying. The tone didn't chase theatrics or feed detailed curiosity. It simply marked the truth and left the rest to imagination. In an age of overshare, that restraint reads as confidence. And the fans? They've been building a scrapbook in real time. Some highlight their earliest meetings, searching for clues. Others post personal stories of how a favorite role or a gracious encounter at a festival meant something to them, and how the engagement feels like a reward for years of loyalty. A handful of voices, predictably, resent losing the fantasy of a bachelor, or insist romance distracts from art. Yet if the past has taught us anything, love stories like this can re-energize both careers. Curiosity drives viewership, and admiration deepens when audiences sense sincerity. We are also hearing the quieter commentary from colleagues, respectful nods, subtle congratulations, a recognition that being brave about joy is itself a kind of artistry. No one knows how long they'll keep the finer points private, and honestly, that mystery is part of the magnetism. A veil invites wonder. When the time comes to lift it, people will be listening. So where does that leave us right now? With a date that won't be forgotten, a couple whose decision has already rewritten the day's agenda, and an arc that feels both surprising and, somehow, inevitable. Remember, the best stories are the ones that make sense only after the last page turns. Today feels like that. We've reached a chapter that reframes the earlier scenes. Here at Secrets Behind the Stars, we'll keep watching responsibly and reporting thoughtfully, resisting the urge to overreach where facts are still forming. That said, there's room for hope and anticipation. Will there be a discreet engagement party or a quiet dinner among close friends? Will a magazine land an exclusive, or will they skip that play entirely and announce only when they're officially wed? The possibilities are part of the thrill. Tell us how this landed with you. Did it sweep you into joy? Did it catch you off guard? Do you imagine a romantic, understated ceremony, or do you see an elegant celebration that gathers everyone who's traveled with them professionally and personally? Your reflections are what keep conversations here resonant and alive. We read them, we learn from them, and we add them to the mosaic of how these stories live in the world. To sum it up clearly, October 17, 2025 will be remembered as the day Cenk, Torun and Mahassine Merabet confirmed their engagement, quieting the endless speculation while sparking 1,000 new questions. The announcement altered the rhythm of the news cycle, invited every shade of reaction, and reminded us that even in a business built on illusions, real commitments exist. It's a milestone for them, a moment for their audiences, and a turning point the industry won't ignore. Thank you for staying with us through this unfolding chapter. If you want to keep writing alongside stories like this, told with empathy, curiosity, and an eye for what truly matters, make sure you're subscribed to Secrets Behind the Stars, and turn on notifications so you never miss what comes next. Share your voice below, send this to the friend who needs to hear it, and join us as we follow the path ahead. We'll be here, ready to bring you the updates, the heart, and the context as the next scene arrives.